Sanofi is a global life sciences company committed to improving access to healthcare and supporting the people they serve. From prevention to treatment, Sanofi's scientific innovation into healthcare solution cuts across human vaccines. The French multinational pharmaceutical announced the discontinuation of direct operations in Nigeria due to unfavorable economic forces after 51 years of operations in the country. It said from February 2024, the company will embark on an exiting transformation of its business model in Nigeria. Inflation and the depreciation in naira value mean Nigerians are already paying more to buy drugs. Many more have resorted to traditional medicines as substitute. Now that pharmaceutical companies are leaving in droves, accessing drugs will become even more difficult for many. While President Bola Tinubu is flying across continents looking for investors, these two pharmaceutical companies that had operated for years in Nigeria are leaving the country. For many businesses, not just pharmaceutical, Nigeria remains a difficult place to do business. High operating cost, inflation, and inability to repatriate earnings are some of the challenges businesses have to contend with in the country. The president should do more to make doing business at home more conducive instead of traveling abroad in search of new business. Investors are discerning and know where to take their money. Olije Wapera, Arise News.
Okay, let's discuss this with Dr. Sunday Olatunde. He's a clinical pharmacist and a fellow of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. Very warm welcome to Newsnight, but this is a very worrisome development. SmithKline for more than 5 decades in Nigeria, Sanofi, Aventi, very basic issues they are citing, that they cannot continue, to do business in such a torrid environment like Nigeria. How heartbroken is this for you as a pharmacist?
Thank you very much for having me on the program tonight. It has actually been quite disheartening for we professionals that practice, the stakeholders in the pharmaceutical industries, that Sanofi, having operated in Nigeria for so many years, for GSK, GlaxoSmithKline, having operated in Nigeria for so many years, at this point in time, they are leaving a lot of Nigerians rather, in a state of, I don't know the best word to actually describe it, because we talk about medicine, we'll be talking of a commodity that is highly essential to life. And for this, they leave a gap that cannot easily be filled in the pharmaceutical industry. So I can wholly describe it as quite appalling and quite disheartening for the Nigerian population.
And the Nigerian president, or presidents even before him, have been making forays, to foreign lands to say they are going to look for investors. President Tinubu, in his few months in office, has attended some world-class, meetings, conferences, the one in India, the recent one in Saudi Arabia, Africa, and the rest of the world. Do you really, we don't see, the presidents of other developing countries coming, junketing around the world to say they are going to look for investors. Because with a tap on the computer, you get all the facts about Nigeria. The basic infrastructure are not just there.
That's true. Actually, I must say, with the little experience I have in the business world, especially in the pharmaceutical industry, and for every business, you really don't need to go from one place to another looking for investors. When you have enabling environments, investors, because they want to take advantage and they want a kind of a profit-making adventure, you don't need to go and call anybody. They know where to put their money. When they see a fertile land, they know that this is a fertile land, we can put our money here. But when you see the president of a country that starts going from one place to another, it means that it's only wooing people, even when it does not have enabling environment. I think what we need to do first is to make an enabling environment in Nigeria. When we have that, investors all over the world will look for where their money can grow. Every business person wants to grow his money. So where money can grow is what they are looking for. But if you have to go from place to place, it means that you have actually not provided enabling environment. That's why you don't see presidents of developed countries to move from countries to one country to another looking for investors, because they know when you make an enabling environment available, investors will cite it, they will spot it, and they will put their money there. You don't need so much.
Well, tell us, what's the implication of this exit, Sanofi, Aventi, GSK from the healthcare sector? Does that not portend danger? Alabukun, for example, sells for 40 naira a sachet. Alabukun, 40 naira a sachet. Where lies the hope of the common man in healthcare delivery in Nigeria with the exit of these giants in the pharmaceutical industry?
I want to believe you are understating the fact by saying Alabukun is 40 naira. As we speak, it's 200 naira for a sachet. Oh. As we speak, it is 200 naira a sachet just to relieve common headache. I think that portends so much danger to the pharmaceutical
the healthcare
sector. It's a setback, I must say. There are some products that are made by GSK that they don't have alternatives anywhere in our pharmaceutical markets. For example, some asthmatic preparations are, only produced by GSK. And as GSK has just left now, they left a vacuum that cannot easily be filled. For example, I don't have to, make mention of some brand names here, where some asthmatic patients have been on for over 10 years. Some have been on those medicines, and they don't have alternatives. People have been going from one pharmacy to another. They've not been able to get these medicines, and asthma will not tell you when it will come. Even in your course of looking for the medicines, you can run into crisis. And when you run into that crisis, you don't have alternative. So people are in a dire situation as we speak. In the healthcare industry, it's a kind of quite disheartening. It's a big setback for us. And if you look at the reasons they put together, they are realities of our economy. We must say that. The reasons GSK put together, they are realities of our economy. They talk of exchange rate somersault. Is that
energy crisis?
Crisis.
In 63 years, Nigeria cannot generate 5,000 megawatts
of electricity.
The Sapele Ogorode power station that generates close to 2,000 megawatts is been dead for the last 6 months.
So what are you talking about? Then how do you want to operate a pharmaceutical companies with that? Well, I can also cite
and we're not even seeing any intervention from government officials, from the Ministry of Industries, Commerce, and NIPC, Nigerian Imports Promotion Council, and the rest. Say no, yes. GSK, please don't go. We're going to set these things. We're setting it, better.
Yes. I wonder there was no intervention whatsoever from government, and I don't think that is actually good for Nigeria. Looking at the case of exchange rates, pharmaceutical industries run actually predominantly on a stable foreign exchange because of the raw materials. Most of their raw materials, we don't produce them in Nigeria. Even when you can produce the tablets here in Nigeria, you don't produce the active molecules here. So you depend on imports, which run and were denominated in foreign exchange, in foreign currencies. So in such situations where you see devaluation of Naira, you expect price to go up. And that's what we are facing now. And this is not quite good for the economy, generally, because to have a good workforce, healthy workforce, is the bedrock for any thriving economy. When there are no people that are hale and hearty enough that can engage in profitable ventures, then you see that the economy is going down. I think I would like to tell the government that they should take a look at it.
And where is the place of NIPRID in all of this? That's one area that makes my heart bleed. Research R&D in Nigeria is zero. NIPRID, for those who don't understand, is the Nigerian Institute of Pharmaceutical Research and Development. Where are they? Where are the local pharmaceutical companies? Look at what you've called now. A little breathalyzer for the asthma patients is off the shelf already.
It's off the shelf.
Where is NIPRID?
Well, NIPRID is not incapacitated. But NIPRID is not funded to perform its role. we must say and must state the fact quite well. NIPRID is not incapacitated in terms of you having the manpower to do the work. But where is the
Nigeria is never short of manpower.
Manpower,
As Nigeria we've never been short of manpower or articulating, great policies.
That is it. But where is the funding to engage in scientific research? To engage especially in pharmaceutical scientific research takes a lot of money. Some of the researches will last over 10 years. You have not gotten to the end of it. And this continue to gulp money. Do you want to talk of clinical trials of medicines, how expensive it is?
And yet ASU will be going on strike for 1 year,
going
for
on strike
2
for
years.
1 year.
So how do you,
want
really
to
carry out research and the rest?
That is it. That is it. That is it. That is it. That is it.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Sunday Olatunde. He's a clinical pharmacist shedding light on, how do we call it, immigration too, of big pharmaceutical companies in Nigeria, Thank you very much.